it's a point of anger, you just come off, and because a manager will know that is a humiliating thing to happen, unless
Mm,
there's an injury, of course, then it's different. But to take someone off who is not injured, who's previously come on as a sub, it
mm.
says a lot about how that player is viewed by the
True,
manager.
true. When I saw that, I thought maybe it has to do with fitness. Maybe he's not quite match fit. Um, but then I thought, well, it must have been training. I've never heard of anything that would have deprived him from training with
No, no,
the, the team, really. So, well, let's hope and see. But every time his name comes up, I kind of get the
yeah,
feeling that he's got more germ than strawberry. That lad, that
yeah,
lad,
yeah.
he's one
How
of the
does he stay?
luckiest.
Yeah.
Second, yeah,
No, I agree with you, and I don't know what he's earning, but it's going to be a lot of money.
yeah,
If Man United paid that, they're probably still paying his wages. I
yeah,
mean, it must be a huge amount of money for not actually being very good. I very rarely, as an observer, as we are observers of football,
yeah,
very rarely say I don't think a player is very good, because the bottom line is that they could say, well, what do I know? What do I know about that? Well, I
yeah,
do know because I've followed football for a long time, and we
yeah,
all have our views. Football, as they
yeah,
say, is an opinions game. But I reckon I and many football fans like you and others, we
yeah.
do know a good footballer when we see
Of
one. We,
course,
we we know when someone is just going through a bit of a bad spell, when
yeah,
someone is a bit overhyped. So
yeah,
it's a tough job. I never lose sight of the fact that playing top league Premier League football, top flight football, is a physically and mentally tough, demanding profession. I mean, they get a lot of money for it, but it is physically tough, and a lot of people could never do what they do. So all credit to them. So it behoves us to not be too judgmental, but
yeah.
with that in mind, I think we can still say, well, yeah, a player worth that sort of money would be able to shine a little bit, just go on a run of scoring goals or whatever. And we don't really see that with Sancho, do we?
No, no, I've never seen it with
No.
Sancho. When I saw the price tag, I thought, right, okay, it's going to be a good player. It's going to be a really good
Yeah,
player. And
yeah.
then I watched him over and over again playing that, and I'm thinking, nah,
He hasn't got it, has he?
he's just a
No.
lucky kid. He's just really, really,
Yeah.
he's just really, really lucky. Well, anyway,
He must have done something. He must have done something down the line sometime to impress people. So he's obviously got some ability, but
yes,
I don't know.
yes.
Maybe players, if they lose a bit of interest, they lose their edge. Other things are affecting them. Maybe that's part of what it is. But we'll probably never know, will we?
No, we would. Well, having said that, he might improve, but once you've got that mark on you,
Yeah,
uh, where managers think, then it's difficult. Then it is difficult. And
yeah.
then another thing is, he's obviously coming to the end of his contract with Manchester United. So we don't know how that's gonna go, but I have a feeling it'll probably get snapped up. The lad is just lucky. That's just all I can say.
Yeah. I'd
That's
be
all.
surprised if he is snapped up, except that if he's snapped up, let's say for, I don't know, 20 million, if he's
Mm,
still got a contract there, if he runs his contract down, he goes for
mm.
nothing anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But another team could see, well, yeah, he's obviously got something. We'll get him for 15 million. They might
Mm.
see that as a bargain. But I don't know. I would like to think that people in football, at the top end of football, again, know a good player when they see one. So
Oh,
it's
very
difficult to
true.
imagine he will be snapped up, really. And of course, the
Yeah.
other day, Villa beat Man City, so that was a good result, a good scalp for them, wasn't it? That was a good result, a good scalp for them, wasn't it? Yeah, it
Yeah.
really was.
Now, I know Man City seem to have bounced back from all the Well, I wouldn't say all the problems, but they had a little bit of a setback last season.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but they seem to create the illusion in our minds, and I'm saying in our minds because the result on the table seems to prove otherwise. They're still in Europe. They didn't
mm,
fall far. They're not in the Europa. They're in the UCL.
no, no,
Um, so I think we think, oh, Manchester United is having a crisis, or they're having a bit of a setback. But are they really having problems at Man City, or or is our expectation of Manchester City that being that we
yeah.
just think, well, they must be doing bad if they're not winning, games in,
Yeah,
games out. What do you think?
it's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, they're currently fifth, so it's not as if they are low in the league. And of course, they have had a bit of a surge. Opposite to last season, they seem to have got a bit of a boost. So we could say that they're back, but I'm not sure that is quite the way to put it. I think the changes. I mean, to lose someone like De Bruyne, I think was very significant. And the silly thing is, I remember hearing him say he didn't really want to go. Obviously he wasn't being played. He wasn't starting every week for the last few months of the season. And obviously, I imagine Pep decided that he wasn't able to produce as he had done, which did surprise me because when he did come on, he was still changing the game and spraying the ball about and scoring the odd goal here and there. So I think he was a bigger loss than maybe Pep appreciated. I don't know, it's not for me to say something like that really, but he's made a big difference. But clearly they've come back. I mean, Haaland is scoring lots of goals as we know he does, and they've still got some great players. But the fact that they're playing Bernardo Silva, who again is a great little player, but he's been there for years, and you just think, is he got a bit stale now? And the same could apply to one or two others there. I mean, the defence looks pretty sound. Of course, our man, the midfielder, is injured again, isn't he? Rodri, he's injured. I don't know whether he's coming back soon.
Mm.
And they got a new goalie, and I think he's pretty good. So yeah, I think they are back in a way. But you go back a couple of years, you wouldn't have expected them.